Have you got a girlfriend?
He's got many.
No girlfriend.
No girlfriend.
Okay, I want to say about Jesus Christ. I don't believe in this white church.
Right.
The picture they show.
You don't believe
I never
that is Christ? 100%.
Let me say, a little story. When I was kid, 6 years, I went to the church. So when I went there, I see the bishop is a white, so black.
All the images are white.
All these steps where they put there, they're white.
White images.
They don't identify us. Okay.
Did you know Christ is a black man? Did you know Christ is a black man?
Of course.
How can you prove it? Do you know my brother?
Because I was reading and I checked.
Well,
I will read.
well, that's what it
And they do results.
But I don't know how it is, how he is a black man.
So you want me to show you in the Bible? I can show you in the Bible right now how you can prove Christ is a black man. Read Revelation chapter 1 verse 1.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. He's about to reveal to you now the image of Christ in the Bible. Jump to verse 10.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 10. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day.
This is John the Revelator. He said he was in the Spirit on the Lord's day. That's the Sabbath day. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That's the Sabbath. Read.
And heard behind me a great voice.
So he heard behind him, he heard behind him a great voice. Read.
As of a trumpet.
So it was a loud voice. It was a loud voice. Read.
Saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest, write in a book.
You see that? He said, what thou seest, write in a book.
Right.
So when he turned around, he saw someone. And the person said to him, what you see, write in a book. Read.
Verse 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me.
So now he's turned around to see the voice that was speaking with him. Read.
And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
So now he's about to describe to you what he saw. Remember the voice said, what thou seest, write in a book. So he's turned around, he's seen 7 golden candlesticks, which is the menorah. You understand? Read.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
So in the midst of the candlesticks, he saw one like unto the Son of Man, which is Jesus the Christ.
Right.
Read.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So he was wearing a garment down to his foot. Read.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
So a girdle's like a belt. Right? Read.
His head and his hairs.
Now he's going to describe the person. He said his head and his hairs, read,
were white like wool.
Said they were white like wool. White in color, woolly in texture. What kind of texture would you say your hair is? Right, woolly. My brother's hair here, my hair, brother there. Hair is woolly texture. So-called black people have woolly textured hair. Correct? Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So it said his eyes were as a flame of fire. Why? Read that.
Genesis chapter 49 verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
His eyes shall be red with wine. So his eyes were red with fire because he drank wine in moderation. See, when we drink wine, the whites of our eyes go red, right? Right. So let's go back. Read that again.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Verse 14. The book of Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So again, his head and his hairs, hair on his head, hair on his face, was white in color, woolly in texture. Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Because he drank wine in moderation. Read.
And his feet.
Now, and his feet. Remember it said he's wearing a garment down to his feet. So he's looked at the feet. His feet, as you can see, he's wearing open shoes. His feet are the same color as the rest of his body, right? Okay, read.
His feet like unto fine brass.
It says his feet were like unto fine brass. What color is brass? Brown. What color is brass? Right. So he's seen the feet like unto fine brass, not ordinary brass though.
As if they burned in a furnace.
If I take that brown and I burn it, what color is it going to come out? Black. What color is going to come out? So the Bible shows us that Jesus Christ is a black man.
That's right.
This is the KJV 1611.
Right.
It shows you the truth, right? And the Jews also were black. Did you know that the Jews were black? The real Jews, thus saith the Lord, are black. Not what you see in Stamford Hill. No, that's not what the real Jews look like, right? The real Jews were black. We're going to read it now. We're going to show you, thus saith the Lord. Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Because we've been lied to for far too long. You understand? That's why we've had a disconnect with the Bible. That's why we don't think it pertains unto us. But now we understand. We've got the understanding that the real people in the prophets, in the Bible, the prophets, Christ, were black men. Read that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth.
So Judah is another word for Jews. It's the longer version of the word Jews, right? So it's saying the Jews were in mourning. Read.
And the gates thereof languish. They are black.
Read that again.
They are black.
Read that again.
They are black. They are black unto the ground.
So it said the Jews were black. Black unto the ground. What color is the soil in the ground? Brown. Different shades of brown. So it shows you again the Jews were black. What color was the first man made? Adam. Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
Said God formed man of the dust of the ground. Like we said, the dust of the ground, brown. Different shades of brown. The deeper you go, the darker it gets. So why have we been told these lies for? Do you know why? Because the enemy runs the world. Give me that in Job. Job 7:24. The enemy runs the world and they have lied to us. 9:24. They've deceived us. They've made us disconnect from the Bible so we don't understand how great we are. That's why you see so many black men killing each other. That's why we don't care for each other. That's why the youngers have a disconnect from the olders. They don't respect the old men no more. They don't see Christ in that man. The fathers have failed. There's bare single parent households. That's why the young men don't respect men. You understand? That's due to slavery. That's due to what the colonizer has done to us. Read that in Job.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. Who runs the world? The white man. The so-called white man. That's why we've been put in this estate. They've colonized the whole of Africa. They've taken us from our land. They took us from the west coast of Africa, scattered us through slavery, made us forget our heritage. Now we don't know who we are. Do you know who you are? Why? Give me that in Deuteronomy 28, verse 49. 47. Oh, 9. 48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Let me start at 15. I'm going to show you why. This is why it happened. You understand? The Lord said if we don't do something, something was going to happen to us. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So it said it will come to pass if we don't listen to the voice of the Lord. Are you listening, bro, yeah? Come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To observe and to do his commandments. So if we don't do God's commandments,
and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
All these curses. What's a curse? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Bad thing.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord warned us. He said, if you don't keep my commandments, all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. Meaning wherever you go, you will not escape the curses. You understand? Get verse 48 now.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So because we broke God's commandments, we didn't want to keep them. It said we will serve our enemies. Who's our enemy? The so-called white man. So-called Chinese man. All these other nations, they're our enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent them against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So It was the Lord that made us go into slavery. Why? Because we didn't want to keep his commandments. Read.
In hunger,
In hunger.
and in thirst.
In thirst. All of these things happened in slavery, on the cotton field. We were starving. We could only eat where master said. Now today, all the food shops, where do we get our food supplies from? It's from our enemies. Not as made by our own people, is it? No. Food. Sorry, what's the other one?
Thirst.
First, water. Water falls freely from the sky. But we have to buy bottled water. Do you understand? These are all curses because we didn't want to serve God. Read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness, our clothing. Where's your t-shirt made? It says made in China or something, right? Right. It's never our own people. This is part of the curses. Read.
And in want of all things.
In want of all things. Education, driving license, passport. All these things you have to go to your enemy to get. You can't freely travel from here to the Caribbean. You have to get a passport. You have to go through customs. You have to wait for them to allow you to go. And they can revoke your passport. They can tell you're not going nowhere. That's part of the curses. Because we hate each other. Because we don't understand who we are and how great we are. How great the Lord sees us. How will it all stop? You know what I want? Get me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 12. How will it stop? That is the number one question of the day. How will it stop?
Bring it on.
There is a requirement. First, you have to understand who you are. Do you understand who you are? These curses, who did they fit? Do they apply to your people? What country are you from? So, were the people in Jamaica not taken from the west coast of Africa, shipped over there, put in slavery over there, made to pick the sugarcane fields? All of those curses apply to those in Jamaica. Even the land name itself. What does Jamaica mean? Land of wooden sea or wooden water. Right, so you're calling yourself Jamaican, you're calling yourself wooden water. It doesn't make sense. You have to understand that those curses were made for a reason. Get 46, please. Verse 46.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So these curses will be upon our people for a sign. What does the sign do? It identifies something. So when we read the Bible, we read these curses, and we look at who went through these things in history, we can understand that, okay, this fits our people. So we must be the children of Israel.
Right.
I'm going to show you one more curse, clear curse, 68.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Said the Lord will bring us into Egypt again. When the children of Israel first come out of Egypt, they walked. Israel was right next to Egypt. They could walk. But saying to bring you to Egypt again, meaning slavery again, because that's what it was in Egypt. Read.
With ships.
With ships. The transatlantic slave trade. We was taken from here, the west coast of Africa, the Gold Coast, we was shipped from here to South America, to Cuba, to Jamaica, to Haiti, to North America. We were shipped all over the world on slave ships. Read.
Let me show you something. Something's wrong here.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So the same way Moses told the children of Israel in this time, they will not see their homeland again. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
When we got off those ships, we will be sold. When the slaves arrived in Jamaica, they were sold. When they was taken from Jamaica to other islands, they were sold. Do you understand? This shows you that the people in Jamaica are part of the 12 tribes of Israel. Read. Where are you from, brother? Same thing applies to you. Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave men and slave women. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning no man will be able to save you out of this condition. Do you understand? Only Christ can save us. So, these curses fit one group of people. That is the children of Israel. The 12 tribes you see on this chart. So, do you understand that you're an Israelite now? Right. So now the solution. Get me Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
The book of Deuteronomy.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.